Hello friends, welcome to this video lesson. Today we are going to discuss one of the very important topic of your online course. The title of today's topic is Percentile and Percentile Rank, its calculation and interpretation. Presently, we are in the 14th week of your online course. Your course code is BES 1 to 7 and course title is Assessment for Learning. And in the 14th week, we are just going through the 14th module of your online course. Title of the module, 14th module is Measures of Dispersion. In this module, you will find four video lessons. First is Percentile and Percentile Rank, its calculation and interpretation. Today, in this session, we are going to discuss. And the second video lesson is quartile deviation and its interpretation. Third is mean deviation and its interpretation. And fourth video lesson is standard deviation and its interpretation. So friends, so far as your online course is concerned, and particularly if I will talk about this module, that is module 14, this is one of the very important module so far as the statistical connotation is concerned, statistical application is concerned for analyzing and interpreting students' performance, because you all are the teacher, and this is your duty that you will be teaching to the students. At the same time, you will be taking their test, you will be assessing their performance, and this is also part of your responsibility to analyze and interpret the result of the students. So friends, when you will engage yourself in analyzing and interpreting the result of the students' school-based assessment, you will be involving yourself by using different statistical tools, statistical techniques. Just like in our earlier module, in module 13, already we have discussed measures of central tendency, we have discussed mean as a measure of central tendency, median as a measure of central tendency, and we have also discussed mode as a central tendency. So to go forward further, here we are discussing the measures of dispersion. Okay, so how a particular individual score is far from, or how there is a deviation of individual score from the group score. You all know that group score is called as mostly we call group score as the average score. So the deviation between individual score and average score, we can find out, it based upon the number of scores, it based upon the number of students. You will find, many deviations. It depends upon the number of students or number of scores. If 40 students are in your class, and you can find out that from mean score to individual score deviation, here 40 deviations you can get, and after getting the deviation, further you can calculate the other statistics, just like mean deviation, just like standard deviation. And today in this session we are going to discuss about percentile and percentile rank. So how to calculate percentile and percentile rank, and how to interpret it. So friends, I think we all are acquainted with these terms, percentile and percentile rank, because many a time in different professional examinations, just like in NEET and other types of engineering and medical examinations, especially in the entrance examination, you will find that the participants or the examinees, they are getting a particular score, okay, or many participants, many examinees, they are getting the same score. So here simply there is a difficulty to select the candidates for a particular course, because most of the candidates are having the same score. So such type of difficulties many a time it comes. So that's why here there is a statistics, here there is a technique, that is percentile and percentile rank, that will solve such type of issues. So here today we will discuss how to calculate percentile, how to find out the percentile rank, and further we will discuss the result, that means how to interpret the percentile and percentile rank. As you know that I am the coordinator of this course BES 1 to 7. Let me to introduce myself. I Dr. Niradhar Dev, faculty member, School of Education, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Welcome you all to today's session. So before starting our discussion, let me to focus upon some of the learning outcomes of today's session. After going through the part content, the e-content that you have received from the online module, at the same time, after going through today's this video lesson, I am very much hopeful that you will be able to explain the concept of measures of position. What is the concept of measures of position? Then further you will be able to explain the concept of percentile and percentile rank. Then you will be able to differentiate between percentile and percentile rank. You will be able to calculate the percentile and percentile rank, and further you will be able to interpret the obtained values of percentile and percentile rank. I am hopeful that surely you will achieve these 5 learning outcomes after going through this video lesson as well as the e-content. So now let us focus upon the first content point, that is the concept of measures of position. So how to measure the position of a learner, position of a score in a group. Okay, so there are certain techniques that we can use. So friends, as you know, to understand measures of position, we can say that those scores which possesses a specific position in the group are known as measures of position. So in a group you will find that many students are there or many scores are there. So if I will ask you that what is the specific position so far as achievement of a particular student is concerned in a particular course, in a particular subject, so simply you can't say. Otherwise, unless you practice the measures of position, you cannot simply answer that what is the specific position of a particular student in a group. That's called as the measure of position. Further we will discuss with example. Then further we can say that until we know the position of a particular score in any group, that score remain meaningless for us. So here I have already said that, so far as individual score is concerned, all individual scores are a type of you can say very limited meaning, or the scores are having no meaning at all. But when you compare the individual score with a group score in terms of average, in terms of standard deviation, in terms of quartile deviation, in terms of percentile and percentile rank, then you can say that the individual score is having, means you are just putting certain meaning to that individual score. So here you see, unless if you are unable to know the specific position of the score of a learner in a group, you can't say that that is a meaningful score for you. So that's why you have to find out, you have to measure the position of that score in the group. Let me to give one example. Just like if Rajesh got 85 marks in physics out of 100. So here the total mark is 100 and Rajesh scored 85 in physics. The score informs you of the achievement of Rajesh, but if you want to judge the ability of Rajesh in physics, then you need to know his relative position in the group. So here what you have to do, 100 student, total mark is here 100 and Rajesh scored 85. So directly you can't compare it. So for comparing it, what you have to do, you have to first go through the all the student scores in that group. Then you have to find out the relative position of Rajesh in the group of physics. Then after you can say that yes, Rajesh position, Rajesh score is a meaningful score, because you are just comparing Rajesh's performance with the group performance. Let us go forward to understand that what are the different other statistics are there. By using those statistics, we can find out, we can measure the position of a learner. So various measures of positions are just like, we can use percentile, we can use decile, and we can use quartile. Percentile means you can say that first of all, you have the raw score and you have the group data. So that's why you can find out the percentage of the students. Further, in decile, that you can say decile means this is out of 10. So I can say that 10% is equal to first decile. Okay, 10%, that is you can say 10 out of 100. Decile, that is 1 out of 10. So when it is 1 out of 10, that means you can say 1 decile is equivalent to 10 percentage. 2 decile is equivalent to 20 percentile. Then 3 decile is equivalent to 30 percentile. So in this way, you can understand. Then further, we can also use quartile deviation in our next video lesson. Quartile means 1/4. So quartile deviation also, if you divide the total score in a group, first you have to arrange the scores in order of in order. It may be in ascending order, it may be in descending order, and then after, so far as the number of score is concerned, if you make it 4 different parts, or then further you can find out a point, the middle point of this group, and you can say that below and above which 50% of the cases lie. Or we can say that quartile deviation is a point of the distribution below and above which 50% of the cases lie, or it is 1/2 scale distance between the third and the first quartile. So in this way, you can define quartile deviation. So first quartile deviation is equivalent to 25th percentile. Okay, and second quartile deviation, that is equivalent to a median, and that is also equivalent to 50th percentile, and further that is also equivalent to 5th decile. So you have to understand that what is the equivalence of a percentile with a decile and with a quartile. Quartile is 1/4, decile is 1 part out of 10, and percentile is out of 100. You can calculate out of 100. So friends, now let us focus upon the concept of percentile. In other session, we will discuss about quartile deviation. Now let us focus upon percentile, concept of percentile. Concept of percentile can be understood from the median. So friends, here you see the very definition of median is the midpoint of the distribution below and above which 50% of the cases lie. So if I will say that, if I will compare it, or if I will find out one equivalence of the median, that we can say median that is equivalent to 50th percentile, because the definition of median and the definition of 50th percentile is similar. 50th percentile is you can say this is a point of the distribution below and above which 50% of the cases lie. This is just like the definition of median. So here we can say, I have already said that median is equivalent to 50th percentile, and that is also equivalent to second quartile, or we can say that is equivalent to the quartile deviation. Okay, the second quartile, not the quartile deviation, it is the second quartile. So friends, here median is the midpoint of the distribution below which 50 and above which 50% of the cases lie. Accordingly, 50th percentile this is also a point of the distribution below and above which 50% of the cases lie. And second quartile, this is the point of the distribution below which and above which 50% of the cases lie. So this is, you should very much clear about that median is equivalent to P50 or 50th percentile, and that is also equivalent to the second quartile. Now let us try to understand that how you can express percentile, how you can write percentile, what is the expression of percentile. So here you see I have just written 10%. So you can write it is P10. That means it is 10th percentile. Then 20%, we can write it as 20th percentile, P then 20. 25% is equivalent to 25th percentile, P25. Then that is also equivalent to Q1. Q1, that is the first quartile. Q1 means is the first quartile. So first quartile is a point of the distribution, below which 25% of the cases lie, and below which 75% of the cases lie, and above which 25% of the cases lie. Accordingly, we can say 30% is equivalent to P30, 30th percentile, 40% is equivalent to P40, that is 40th percentile, and 50% is equivalent to P50, that is the 50th percentile, and that is also second quartile, Q2. Then accordingly 70% is P70 or 70th percentile, then 75th percentile, that is P75, and that is equivalent to Q3, and 85% is P85 or 85th percentile. So now further, let us try to understand the concept and definition of percentile. The kth percentile of a given score in any distribution is the point on the score scale below which k percentage of the scores fall. It means let kth percentile, I will say that P40, right? So kth percentile means here 40th percentile. So 40th percentile means we can say that this is this is a score in a distribution where the scores is the point on the score scale below which k percentage of the scores fall. So here kth percentile means it is the 40th percentile. So 40% score will fall below that points. Then we can say that that is the 40th percentile. Then accordingly, percentile rank is also another important concept. Percentile rank is the percentile rank of a given point on a score scale is the percentage of measures in the whole distribution which are below that given point. So here simply you are not calculating the percentage, rather you are also calculating the exact rank, exact percentile rank of the learners in that group. And this is not a simple rank, rather you can say that is the percentile rank. So by calculating the percentile rank and by calculating the percentile, we can better compare the scores among the participants, among the learners, among the examinees. And simply taking the individual score, it is very much difficult to compare it. Now let us go forward to understand it with certain example. Here you see this is a frequency distribution table. How to calculate the percentile now we are discussing. Here is the scores. So here the scores are presented in class interval order, just like 10 to 19 is the first class, then 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, then accordingly 90 to 99. And your frequencies are just like 10 to 19 is frequency 2, 20 to 29 is 4, 30 to 39 is 5, accordingly frequencies are given. And total number of cases is here 100. Now let us go forward to understand that how to calculate percentile and what is the formula of calculation of percentile. So here PP means it is pth percentile. So here you can say that it is kth percentile is equal to L is the lower limit, exact lower limit of the class interval upon which the kth percentile lies. Then Pn is part of n. Pn is the part of n, that is the percentage of the n. Then further CFB is cumulative frequency below the percentile class. We have to calculate the cumulative frequency that we have done when we are doing when we are calculating median. Okay, so cumulative frequency CFB, cumulative frequency is the this is the cumulative frequency below the percentile class. Then further FP is the frequency of the percentile class, and CI is the size of the class interval, and small p is here percentage of distribution that is desired in the question. It may be 20%, maybe 35%, and any other percentage also. Now let us go forward to understand that how we calculate percentile. So here let us take the same example that already we have discussed in our earlier slide. This is the example. The class interval starts from 10 to 19, and highest class interval is 90 to 99, and total frequencies are here 10. So here you see your first work is to find out Pn. Pn means here total number of cases is here 100. Okay, and let you are going to calculate that is calculation of 80th percentile. So how to calculate it? So 80th percentile is, that is you can say 80. Okay, and for the lower limit will be 7. This 80th percentile will come in the that is in the class of 70 to 80. And that's why the lower limit will be 69.5, that means 70 minus 0.5. Then cumulative frequency below the 80th percentile class, that is 76. Here you see this is the cumulative frequency below the percentile class, and frequency of the percentile class is 13, so F is 13, and the exact lower limit of the percentile class, lower limit is 70, so 70 minus 0.5 is equal to 65.5, and n is here 100. So now let us try to understand that how to calculate this percentile. So here I have just used the values, and class interval is 70 to 79, 60 to 69 is 10. So just put the values just like P80, 80th percentile is equal to 69.5 plus 80 minus 76. 76 is cumulative frequency below the percentile class divided by 13. This is the frequency of the percentile class, that is 13, and into size of the class interval, that is 10. So here to simplify it, we can you can find 69.5 plus, just to simplify it, you will get 0.307 and into 10. So multiply with 0.307, you will get 3.07, and now you add it with 69.5. So now it is 72.57. So now 70th percentile or 80th percentile or P80 is 72.57. So here you see, friends, the scores are coming in decimal. So that's why when you will compare students' scores by using percentile, you will find that the scores will come in decimals. So after getting the scores in decimal, percentile scores in decimal, you can just order them either ascending or descending. And further, you can also find out that who has done and what is the position of the students or different participants in the group. Then accordingly you can select, and simply taking the raw score. If scores are repeated, it's very difficult to select the candidates for a specific purpose. Now friends, let us focus upon percentile rank. So here you see formula for the percentile rank is PR. PR means your percentile rank, 100 upon n plus cumulative frequency below the percentile class plus x minus L. Okay, so x is the score for which percentile rank is to be calculated. Then L is the lower limit having x into CI. X minus L divided by CI. CI is the size of the class. Size of the class is here 10 into F. F is the frequency. So here x is score for which percentile rank is to be calculated. Then let a particular score will be given. Just you calculate the score 50, the percentile rank of the score 50 in the group. So that's why x will be 50 here, And just like the calculation of median and just like the calculation of percentile, further you can calculate the cumulative frequency below the lower limit or below the median class also you can say. Then L is the lower limit of X, F is the frequency of size of the class having X, then Ci is the class interval and N is the total frequency. Now let us go forward. We are using the same data here. Here you see in the first column scores are there, second column frequencies are given, and third column cumulative frequency is given. So here you see as an example, let you want to know one score is given, that is 55. You have to find out the percentile rank of this score 55. Okay, so here you see 55. To know the percentile class, first what you have to do, you have to take you have to calculate the cumulative frequency. Here you see cumulative frequency is here 56, but you want to know percentile rank of the score of 55. So that's why your 55th score lies in this class, that is 50 to 59, because your cumulative frequency is 56. So that's why this will be the percentile class and lower limit is 50. So you can just subtract 0.5 from the lower limit, that is 49.5, and frequency of the percentile class is here 35, and cumulative frequency you have to calculate just preceding the percentile class, that is 21, just below the percentile class, that is 21. This is not 76. Then for the total number of cases is 100. Now let us try to understand how to do it. Here you see formula of percentile rank is 100 upon n plus cumulative frequency below the percentile class plus x minus L. X is the individual score or x is the score in which you want to know the percentile rank. L is the lower limit of the class interval. Size of Ci is the size of the class and F is the frequencies. So here you see you have to calculate the PR, the percentile rank of the score of 55. So X is 55, CFB is 21, L is 49.5, F is 35, Ci is 10 and N is 100. So here what you have to do, just put these values in the formula. I have just put the values and I have just simplified it. And when you will simplify, you will get 1 plus 21 plus 19.25. Then further you will get 1 plus 40.25 and further that is 41.25. So 41.25 is the percentile rank of the score 55. So the score had given that is 55. So what you did here, you calculated by using the percentile rank formula, you calculated that 41.25 is the percentile rank. So here also it comes in decimals. So friends, in this way you can calculate percentile and percentile rank, and to make the individual score more meaningful and interpret the result. So here for interpreting the result, we have to understand that where to use percentile and where to use percentile rank. Percentile is a point or score of a distribution below and above which a particular percentage of the cases lie. Percentile rank is the position of a score in the distribution in terms of its rank in percentage. And further we can say, in testing and interpreting the test score, percentiles are very much useful. And lastly, in interpretation, I can say that to interpret two individual scores, it is always better and advised to compare them on the basis of percentile rank and not on the basis of scores they have scored. Okay, because individual score has very limited meaning. You have to convert the individual score either in percentile or in percentile rank to make it more meaningful. So friends, today just to recapitulate, today we discussed the concept of percentile. First we discussed the position, relative position of a particular score in a group. Then we discussed about the concept of percentile. Then we discussed concept of percentile rank, and further we also engaged ourselves for solving some of the questions, some of the problem of percentile and percentile rank. And further, we also discussed the interpretation of the result that we have received from percentile and percentile rank. For more queries, you can write to me in radhar@ignou.ac.in. You can make me a telephone call. My number is 2994. You can visit my Facebook account, my my YouTube channel, at the same time my Twitter handle. You will find many such video lessons are there that will really help you for your studies. Thank you.